What's going on, everyone? My name's Mark, and this is Mako Reselling. Now, I buy things at thrift stores, places like Goodwill, garage sales, resell them on eBay. In today's video, I've got a what sold, and these are going to be items that sold in July, from about July 10th to July 20th. About I've got a good number here. There were some low dollar ones, but there was also some pretty nice flips as well. I'll let you know what I paid, how long it took to sell, and what it sold for, and any other like nuggets of information in there as well. So let's go ahead, let's get started. Okay, a terrific flip here. These are nudes jeans, women's jeans. Picked these up at the bins about 6 to 8 weeks ago. Got them listed, and a very nice brand. These are very distressed as well. They've got, you can see down here, the raw hem, and probably cost $2 to $3. Sold for $50. I had them listed for $60. Someone sent me an offer probably about 2 weeks ago for $40, and I thought, you know what, I'll just hold on a little bit longer. Finally took an offer for $50. I don't think there's anything too special about this model. It's just curvy, but anytime you can buy something for $3 and sell it for $50, definitely a win. Okay, a good item to be on the lookout for. These are Boy Scouts of America, like cargo convertible pants. I got these for $4.99 about 4 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago at Goodwill, and they sold relatively quickly, just 3 or 4 weeks. So $4.99, they ended up selling for $25. This Boy Scouts of America stuff, people are on the lookout for it. Especially I've sold shorts pretty quickly as well. It doesn't sell for a ton of money, but it will sell. Now, I am a little bit anxious with this sale because it did go to the West Coast. The shipping was $10, so I'm just praying that it does not get returned, because it'll basically just destroy any sort of profit that I could make on this. Anyhow, good item to be looking for, though. All right, sold a LeBron James youth jersey. This is, I believe, a youth small, and it took about 2 months to sell. I got this at the Goodwill bins for $1, and it sold for $18. So not a ton of money there, but these youth jerseys for football and basketball, they do sell. Dads don't want to go out there. They don't want to pay $50 to get their kid a jersey. So definitely these ones do sell. Nice flip here too. This is a Saddlebred Hawaiian shirt. Got this just recently, a couple of weeks ago. Actually kind of debated getting it. New MSRP is like $55. This costs $4.99. I got it at the Goodwill retail. But it's a nice Hawaiian print. It's also a 3XLT. It sold for $25. So a pretty good flip there. I was a little hesitant to pick it up just because it is Saddlebred, but I think having a lot of different things working for it, it definitely helped. This is a personal item here, Los Pollos Hermanos. This is from the TV show Breaking Bad. Probably most of you are familiar with this. And this took about 8 months to sell. I had it listed for a while pretty low, like $10 or $11. And it didn't sell. And then I just decided, you know what, I'm going to bump up the price and see if I just get an offer lower. Someone finally bought it for $14, so not a ton of money, but there's nothing really too special about this shirt. It's just got this front on it, and nothing else. It's not vintage or anything. So this is a great company here, great brand to be looking out for. Collars & Co. or Collars & Company. Their key thing here is they have like the dress shirt collar on the top, and then it's just a regular short sleeve polo. These surprisingly do well. They go between 30 and 40, and I've sold some larger ones, any sort of pattern over 35 multiple times. But this one here, just a plain white one, and went for $28. Sold pretty quick, sold in about 6 weeks, and a brand to be looking out for. A nice find here. This is a Baird McNutt 100% linen, Irish linen vest, and I got this about 2 weeks ago. Listed it out for $33. Someone sent an offer for $31 and accepted. So definitely being new with tags, being 100% linen, it's the time of year for it to sell, and a nice quick flip there. Navy blue blazers and gold buttons, definitely a good combo. Continues to sell well for me. This here, Ralph Lauren blazer, picked this up at Goodwill for $5.99 and it sold in 5 days for $35. So probably should have had this closer to 40, low 40s, but I seem to find variations of these from time to time. So I will just list it at 40 probably next time. This is a personal item right here. This is a Sony alarm clock. Had it listed probably for 7 months and it finally sold for $10. Nothing too special there, but one less thing in the house. Sold these Worthington new with tags trousers. These took about a month to sell and I got these at the Goodwill bins. So probably about $2 and they sold for 24. Not really a brand I pick up too much or really all at all, but you know, being new with tags, just being $1.50, $2, definitely a nice flip there. Sold this Steve Smith Carolina Panthers Youth XL jersey. Got this about 3 months ago at Goodwill for $4.99. A lot of people don't buy the youth ones, but they do sell. I remember when I first listed this, there was a bunch at like 17 or 18, but I just figured I was gonna list it higher at 24. I knew it would sell, and of course, it's out the door. Another example here, I think, of something that when I listed it, I thought the market was underpricing it. This is a Columbia 2016 Clemson football national champions quarter zip, and got this at Goodwill a couple months ago for $4.99. At the time, they were only listed. I thought this was going to be like a $30 item. These were only going for like 17 or 18. Anyhow, I listed this for 25 and it sold. A super quick flip here. This is Polo Ralph Lauren men's patchwork Madras shorts, and got these about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, for $4.99. Anyhow, they were in one of my thrift videos, and I literally, the same day I listed them, they sold about 3 hours later. So sold for $26, bought them again for $4.99. Really quick flip. I actually saw another pair kind of similar to these today, but it wasn't the greatest brand. I remember it definitely wasn't Polo Ralph Lauren, and ended up just kind of passing on it. Might have been worth picking up. Sold this Nike jumping feet t-shirts. Sold it for $12. I got this for free on a giveaway on Whatnot. So about $9 or $10 in profit there. And of course, no money into it. Okay, so this was not the greatest flip here. Got this at the bins for probably like $2 or something. It's a camo hunting shirts, Lincoln Outfitters. And this I probably had for 4 or 5 months. The guy sent an offer to the guy and he countered for $11.50. And I ended up just taking it, just trying to get it out of the store. Obviously, this is not something I'm going to be picking up again, but it's good to see it finally sold. Hats seem to be something that I've been kind of struggling with. Need to get on it, do some more research, see what I'm missing here. But anyhow, sold this 100th US Open vintage Pebble Beach hat, and it sold for $14. It was a $2 buy. Maybe I got it at the bin, so it might have been a little bit cheaper. But regardless, really need to start finding some hats that are in high demand and that sell more, because I've got quite a bit of hats, quite a number of baseball hats that are like $12 to $15. And this took about 3 months to sell, somewhere around there. Sold this Charlotte Thunder Road long sleeve, I guess you could say, running shirt. This sold for $20. I got this at the bins, so probably just about $1 paid. This was kind of stood out to me a little bit because Charlotte has changed the name of their marathon. It's not Thunder Road anymore. It's just the Charlotte Marathon. Still, I didn't expect that this would go for 20. I thought realistically it would probably be like 16, 17, but a decent enough profit here. Old Navy t-shirts are not something I ever pick up, But I won this on a giveaway on Whatnot and got it. Thought about just donating it. Decided to list it. Listed it for like 11 or 12. Took an offer for $8. So sold pretty quick. Sold in like 2 months, relatively speaking. But at that cheap of a price, not even sure it's worth it. Thought this was a pretty cool print when I saw this at the bins. This is 9 West. It's the Matchstick skinny jeans. You can see the paisley print on it, and this took about 2 months to sell. Probably cost about $2. Sold for 15, so not a lot of money, but moved relatively quickly. Sold this Cheddar Bee seersucker dress. Now this was given to me by a family member a while back. Took about 9 months to sell, and I think I started, this is new with tags, I think I started at like 18 or 20 on this and just kept dropping the price. Eventually took an offer for $11. So I guess you can't really expect much with such a cheap brand, something like Chinese made, but anyhow, good to have it out. Sold these Izod shorts here. These are performance like chino shorts. They're new with tags. Not sure if you can see the tag in this. Looks like it's in the upper right hand corner. But they took about 2 months to sell, somewhere around there. And I got them at Goodwill. Paid $4.99, I believe. So they went for $20. Not a great flip there. Kind of a little bit too low, but still something I would probably not pick up at the Goodwill retail. I would pick it up at the bins though if I found it again. Sold this St. Louis Cardinals 1962 yearbook. Got a bunch of these baseball yearbooks from a family member, and I've been selling them off really every week or two. I usually sell one. Most don't sell for much, like that 10 to 20 range. This one sold for $10. And it took about 7 months to sell, I want to say. I still have quite a number left, but I've sold a good amount, and I think I've made about a few $100s just on the whole stack that I was given.